is it possible to use multiple audio interfaces at the same time inside a DAW like Cubase? Now I'm asking the question because I wanted to compare the preamps found on my current Steinberg interface with the ones found on the i73 interface by Heritage Audio. And that was part of a video that I published just a few weeks back. Now the problem is that a DAW like Cubase only supports the use of one audio interface at a time, and that's the case for most DAWs. But lucky for me, I work on Mac. And on Mac OS, there's that special feature that is built in that allows me to use multiple audio interfaces inside a DAW like Cubase. So this way I was able to use that one microphone and an XLR splitter, connect one signal into interface number 1 and the other one into interface number 2, and compare both preamps. And the only way I was able to do this was because of that little feature. And this is the kind of feature that a lot of Windows users wish they had. So I'm going to show you everything I did on my side to make this happen. But if you're a Windows user, don't worry, I'm going to share with you some alternatives you can use on your side that will practically do the same thing. All right, let's jump right in. So this very nice Mac audio feature is called Aggregated Device, and this is what I'm going to show you in today's video, how you can set that up on your own and how you can use it in your DAW like Cubase to record with multiple inputs from different sound interfaces inside your DAW, which is very cool to work with. Okay, so from my Mac, I'm going to open the audio MIDI setup window. This is going to list me a bunch of different devices I have access to, and I'm going to create a new one by clicking on the create device at the bottom left of this window. I'm going to select create aggregated device. And from the right side, this is where I'm going to configure the whole thing. So basically what an aggregated device does, it actually allows the user to combine several inputs and outputs from multiple sound interfaces by creating one virtual device, okay? And this is what we are going to do right now. So the main one I'm going to use is my current interface, the AXR4 by Steinberg. So this is the Yamaha Steinberg Thunderbolt. My second one, I'm going to select the i73 Pro Edge, which is the other interface I use to make my preamp comparison. And let's add one up, okay, just to add a bit more preamps to the list. So I'm going to go with the Audient ID48, which just came out, by the way. It was announced last week, if I'm not mistaken, and I have it right here. I'm actually testing it at the moment. And if you want me to make a video on the ID48, let me know down below. So now this interface has 8 preamps. So this can be very practical, you know, in a case where I want to mic a drum kit, for example, and I need more than 8 microphones to mic the drum kit, which means I'm going to need more than 8 preamps. I can combine this interface, the Audient interface, with my AXR4, which has 4 built-in preamps, and that is going to give me access to 12 preamps to record with. So that can be a very good use on creating an aggregated device. So the order goes like this. The first one I selected was my Steinberg interface. The second one to the list is the Heritage Audio, and then comes the Audient ID48. Now the order in which I selected them is the order that I see on top, and this is how it's going to show inside Cubase. So I could change the order around. I just need, in this case, to uncheck these devices and recheck in the correct order that I wish to get, okay? But for now, this is good for me. Now, I can rename aggregated device to something else if I want to, but I'm going to keep it this way for now. As you can see, I have the main interface, which is the first one on the list, and all the following interfaces I selected will have the drift correction checked on, which is going to help all those audio interfaces to stay synced together, okay? Now in Cubase from Studio Setup, I'm gonna make sure that aggregate device is selected as my virtual sound interface, if I can say that. And by going to the audio connections window, I will see that for input, for example, I have the choice between all those inputs found on my 3 audio interfaces. And that includes all digital inputs like ADAT inputs that I have on all those interfaces. So I'm going to name the first input mono in 1 and the second input mono in 2. The first is going to be the mic input one from the Steinberg interface. The second one, I'm going to select the dry input of the i73 interface. And there you go, that simple. Let me create 2 extra tracks here. So this one goes to mono in 1, the second channel to mono in 2. And there you go. And okay, here's the microphone. Here is the XR4 software. I can see the signal going to channel 1. Now here is the i73 mixer, and I can see my signal from, again, the same microphone going to the splitter and going to this interface also. So that is good in Cubase. I have the first one right here and the second one right here. Awesome. They both work. Perfect. So from this point, what I did, I just started to record, and there you go. You can see that I'm recording one signal from the same mic again, going into the Steinberg AXR4, and the other one going into the i73 sound interface. And there you go. So that was the way I used to compare both interfaces, which is great. And there you go. You can see that I'm recording one signal from the same mic again, going into the Steinberg AXR4, and the other one going into the i73 sound interface. Cool, there you go. And the same goes for outputs. I'm gonna have the list of all the inputs and outputs I have available through this aggregated device that I created, which, you know, with the interfaces I used, gives me a lot of possibilities. So this is a very great way if you need access to more preamps, more inputs, and you don't have enough with that one interface you own. But if you have access to a second one or even a third one, you can just combine all of them and have access to several inputs for your recording session. Now on the Windows side, unfortunately, we don't have like a built-in solution like we have on the Mac side, which I think is more stable and very easy to work with. But if you're using Windows, you have access to third-party applications that will practically do close to the same thing, okay? Now, just a disclaimer here, I never worked with any of them, okay? So I don't know if they are stable, if they work well or not. I just know that they are an alternative to the aggregated device found on the Mac side. So there's ACO for All, which is one of them. There's also VB Audio's Matrix Coconut. And the third one that I have on my list is the Jack Audio Connection Kit. Okay, if you know any more type of application that will mimic what aggregated device does, please let me know down below, okay? And if you happen to try them out, let me know how it goes. I'm actually pretty curious. And if you're on Mac, let me know if you already used aggregated device or if you're planning on doing so in the near future. All right, my friend, until next time, take care and see you.